I had how do hot air balloons operate, and here we go. How the hot air balloon was invented. It started as an invention in a paper company. The Montgolfier brothers designed it, and they found that their material would rise as heat was put inside. The very first balloon looked a lot different than today. It was made of silk and paper, and there's a picture of it to the left there. And it's evolved a lot, which I'll talk about. How has the hot air balloon changed? Many people tried using different fabrics. They were trying to make flight more enjoyable and more safer. The balloons changed from being powered by gas to now hot air. The preferred one was gas, because it was a little safer, and they lined them with fire resistant material for obvious reasons to keep it from burning. And then in 2010, you see there on the bottom left, there was a glass floor in the hot air balloon, and that was the first of that kind. Use of the hot air balloons. There's not a whole lot of uses for hot air balloons, but those lantern things were used for military signaling in China in 210 AD. And there was some ideas of it coming into the modern day military, but with the invention of the airplane coming out so soon after the hot air balloon, that kind of shut it down. Modern day uses of the hot air balloon. Like I said before, there's not a whole lot of things that are important that the hot air balloon does, which means it's basically a recreational thing. People parachute off it, they bungee jump off it, and some people just go on rides to watch the sunset and that type of thing. Important people in the discovery in 1783, the Montgolfier brothers took flight in front of France and the king, and he was very impressed by the hot air balloon. 10 days later, the gas balloon was introduced by Francois Laurent. And then in 1960, Paul Yost designed what is known now as the modern day hot air balloon, which is obviously what we see today. There's two gas laws that are heavily involved in the hot air balloon, which is Charles and Boyle's law. Charles' law, the definition is the volume is directly related to the temperature, and gas expands as it's heated up, and that's how the hot air balloon works pretty much. There's gas inside the balloon, and heat is pushed up, and it expands, which allows the balloon to become lighter and rise up. Boyle's law, as the altitude increases, the pressure releases, which is the indirect relationship, and this is what allows the balloons to stay at a high altitude for a long time and keep its volume, and it also allows the balloon to expand easier when it's higher, which uses less gas. The gas laws used in real life, these are some of the Charles law. Smaller balloons we use now, and those kind of have the same concept. Bike tires and thermometers all use Charles' law, by expanding and compressing when things are either heated or cooled down. And then my works cited is here, and my multimedia source is right there. Thanks for listening.